Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So guys, in this video we will have our discussion on some of the most significant time periods of our life over where you have to understand the power of doing nothing. Sometimes the best remedy which you can do is that just wait for the time to be in your favor. Like the way guys, a lot of the specialists and the doctors, after operating on a patient, after doing all the procedures, the one thing which they recommend to the patient is now take bed rest. So in this video guys, we will try to understand and decode certain planetary time periods and the alignments which indicate and which advise the same thing. Because guys, I always say this thing, astrology is a science of decoding the direction in which wind is sailing for you, how good or bad or favorable or adverse the running time is for you. Like the way guys, if in the life there have been certain periods where you got betrayed back to back, you have had some sort of heart breakup and all, so during those period of the times, it was not the people who were responsible, it was not the life situation which was responsible, it was the time. It's just like that, what rewards us, what punishes us is the time only. People and event, they just become a medium or a deliverer of that. Now guys, why I'm saying this thing, because like in recent times only, I have come across some sort of the client consultation experiences over where, like when I did a assessment and analysis of their chart, I came across that the time period was not that much bad for them. The only concern was that was the time period over where there was a very rare kind of possibility that they could have expected a good return out of like any of their efforts. But it's just like that, if you are being ruled by a specific planet like which is defining your personality, let's say for example, if there is a prominence of the Mars or the combination of the Mars or Rahu in someone's ascendant, so the very first thing which we come to know is that this person might be slightly impulsive as well. So just like that, in that period of the time, any astrologer would have advised you that this time period is not that productive to give you any good result. Just keep it low for a period of time, and afterward things will automatically be back to normal. Because guys, sometimes what happens is that when people come to me for consultation, and especially people who are like more aligned with the Vedic astrology or that Indian mindset, they have this thing that, can you give me the remedy? Can you give me the remedy? What can I do to speed fast or expedite the whole thing? And in the back of my mind, bro, I do not want to impress you with my skill and all. I do not want you to get stick to me that I made that work happen. That work and that thing which you are chasing, after a month's period of time, your dasha is changing. It is automatically bound to happen. So even if I will give you some sort of placebo kind of medicine or placebo kind of remedy, it hardly matters, because after a month of the time, things are automatically going to be turning in your favor. Because guys, majority of the problems which like I have seen, which people like go through, like the problems, because astrology is a field, people do not come to us when they are going through good times. People only visit an astrologer when they are going through some sort of difficulty. So generally the problems which people go through can be categorized into three categories. One could be some health related, some physical self related problem. Second could be some sort of material problem like job related concern, finance or credit or loans related problem, purchasing a house, or this could be court cases related problem. So one is physical, which includes your health. Second could be material, and third is like supernatural, where you do not have any of the control and there is some third power related concern. So the summary guys of this discussion is that there are like certain planetary time periods over where whether you do the remedy or not, it hardly matters. All what that running time period is asking you is keep it low. Time in itself will turn things around you, but if in this period of time you keep on staying restless, putting and acting reckless, you will end up facing the brunt of that. So guys, I have made like certain points, and over that we will have our discussion. So guys, the very first time period which I have generally seen, where I generally advise my clients not to take much of the risk, is any of the combination when when your Jupiter Mahadasha has got over and you have just started the Saturn Mahadasha. And especially guys, within the Mahadasha of the planet Saturn, if there is the Antardasha of the Saturn as well, like any planetary dasha, first start in that sequence that the sub period tend to remain of the same planet. And let's say for example, if over and above that, from your moon sign, Saturn is also transiting, this could be your 4th house, this could be from your 8th house, this could be over your natal moon. So then the best advice and the best precaution which you can do is that don't take much of the risk in that planetary time period. Now again, I want to stand corrected. It does not mean that the time is going to be punishing you or you are heading towards some disaster. It's just like that the time in itself is not very fertile or productive to give you good result. So that is my first pick for this discussion, that whenever like you come across someone or someone who's going through Saturn combination in a form of the Mahadasha and the Antardasha. And again guys, you have to also understand this thing that you have just completed the Dasha of the planet Jupiter. Jupiter in itself is a very buoyant optimism where things happen with ease and grace. Our motivation level tend to remain very high. We get supported by the right advisor, our family, our friends. Immediate after that, the time period of test and trial begins. So that is my first pick for this discussion. Now guys, when we talk about like this could be, and again guys, over here it hardly matters whether Saturn is exalted, whether Saturn is debilitated, whether Saturn is combust, how much points Saturn has got in the Ashtak Varga, all of that hardly matters. The theme of the time in itself being laid out by that planetary dasha in itself demands like introspection, a time period of stagnation, emotional isolation. So much better behave in a way whatever the planetary time period is demanding out of you. Now guys, the second is beyond any doubt, that goes without saying, that is the 7.5 years of the Saturn transit over your natal moon, like the time period called as the Sadesati. So 2.5 years when Saturn is transiting a sign before your natal moon, 2.5 years when Saturn transit over your natal moon, and 2.5 years when Saturn transit next to your moon sign. So, and guys, over there as well, especially when Saturn is transiting, you are in the middle of the Sadesati. So that remains a time period where any astrologer, like I cannot comment on other astrologers, but I always advise to my clients is that do not try to implement or experiment with many things, like especially the domain regarding which you do not have any expertise or you do not have any idea. Now again guys, this statement comes in contradiction because like the way many people say this thing that Sadesati tend to remain a time when people go through major transition in their life. But again guys, you have to understand this thing that it's the Saturn only which is the Karam Karak for everyone. You know, there is a very famous saying, some Vedic astrologer I heard saying this thing, that the beauty and the power of the Saturn is that it will not give you more than few morsels, like your daily food, your daily meal and your daily expense. Saturn will ensure that you will not have less than that, and it will ensure that you will not outgrow your circumstances without proving yourself. So it will ensure that the basic necessities are being met, but for you to outgrow them, you have to earn that. So I mean to say guys, and beyond any doubt guys, when we talk about planets like Saturn, planet like Ketu, they work in a very beautiful way when you leave things in the universe. The more you are trying to put your free will, the more obstacle and the more problem they start creating for you. Be assured of this thing that when you were born or when you were even in the womb of your mother, right at that time, what you will do as a part of your profession, your livelihood, all of that is already marked. It has already been written over there. So the seeds of your growth, you are born with that. It's just like that in the right planetary time periods, things start falling in your lap on their own. So my recommendation is that even in the Sadesati and the middle of the Sadesati, this is going to be the time period when a person shall refrain from experimenting with things and much better leave things in the hand of the universe. Be as grateful as that is possible. Now guys, because generally we say this thing that the middle phase could be filled with mental stress, depression, career loss or heavy responsibilities, financial burden, emotional loss, death of loved ones in extreme cases. Oh my god guys, the way I have experienced Saturn is incomparable. At the time when I was going through the middle phase of the Sadesati, when Saturn was in the Aquarius, I was also in the Saturn Mahadasha and the Moon Antardasha. Imagine, if I am standing healthy, hearty in front of you, it means I am a survivor, I am a warrior. Okay, just joking guys. Now after that, the third pick which I have for this discussion's sake is the power of leaving things in the hand of the universe, in the hands of the nature, Almighty, is the Saturn's transit to the 8th house from the moon sign. Now this is also a time period which can actually make someone vulnerable towards. This could be isolation and feeling stuck in life, major fear and psychological setbacks, and people say sudden losses as well. Saturn is a significator of grief and losses, and if it is transiting 8th from the moon, it wants to make your mind learn the experiences of how to handle the situation and experiences of the bereavement or losing something. And now imagine if you're already going through a dasha, Saturn in the transit is transiting 8th from your moon, and you visit an astrologer and you ask him, can you give me a remedy? I want to invest in this new business venture. I recently have got this big inheritance and I want to put all of my money. I am feeling very restless. Now what an astrologer can say? So again guys, understand this thing. Astrology is not all the time about remedy. If you go to an astrologer with this mindset that I am going to an astrologer, taking a bus in a transit, and after the visit I will buy a Ferrari, so it does not happen like that. Astrologer cannot even change his own fate. How can he change someone else's fate? Astrology has got more to do with the showing you the path, giving you the guidance. So I mean to say, this is one such kind of time which I want to say that over where you shall refrain. Keep it as simple, as low as possible. Now guys, the next is same like the Saturn Mahadasha, Antardasha. Now that is a different case, that Saturn is trying to work on you through giving you the experiences of the tests and trials, losing things, how you survive in isolation, how you behave while dealing with the grief and all. But when it comes down to Rahu, at the time period of the Rahu, illusions tend to remain at its peak. So if you will find that someone who has just started the Rahu Mahadasha, and within Rahu Mahadasha it's the Antardasha of the Rahu as well, or Rahu and Saturn are in combination, within the Rahu Mahadasha you are in the Saturn Antardasha as well, this is going to be the time period. If you come to me as a client, my recommendation, my advice to you is going to be, do not take much of the risk. Keep the life the way it is. That's my recommendation, that's my advice. Because guys, there's a high possibility, and especially if Rahu is going to be badly placed in the chart, like Rahu generally is considered as good if in any capacity it is placed in the Upachya Bhava, like 3rd house, 6th house, 10th house, 11th house. It is placed in the zodiac sign of the Saturn, like Capricorn, Aquarius, of Mercury, Gemini, Virgo, or even of Venus, like Taurus and Libra. Any other placement than this, like let's say for example Rahu is placed in the 8th house, in the Cancer sign. So this could be a time when one may lose direction, suffer mental instability, and face repeated failures or scandals. Guys, you would not believe, I remember when I was operating from a mall back in India. Oh my god, this guy, he was going through the same Saturn Mahadasha Rahu Antar, or Rahu Mahadasha Saturn Antar. This was this combination, and somehow in his case he was hard bent. Every single day he will come to me, visit me at my the place from where I was operating. I have to get a divorce today. I will finalized today, and every time I'm counseling him and he is leaving my office, my reading place with this mindset, no, I'm just a victim of the time, I have to keep it low, I do not have to succumb to what planets are enforcing me to behave. So that's what you have to understand. Now guys, when we talk about Ketu, oh my god, with the Ketu, all of that discussion which we have had so far, all the points which we have discussed so far, combine them, they will not pose that much threat as much stand alone Ketu time period offers us. So that means when you are in the Ketu Mahadasha, Ketu Antardasha guys, especially when Ketu is active in the Mahadasha, because Ketu Dasha is not as long as the Saturn Dasha, Jupiter or Mercury Dasha or even the Venus Dasha. So that means in the Ketu Mahadasha guys, keep it low. Let life be in the auto mode. That's the best thing which you can do. Again guys, people come to me, obviously all what I can advise, especially people who are going through the affliction being caused by the Ketu. Obviously that is a scrutiny and expertise of the astrologer to diagnose that what exactly is causing that problem. And let's say for example in your diagnosis, if you come to this conclusion that the problem is caused by Ketu, so obviously we say that okay, feed the dogs, or like wear some gold in your body, get your ear pierced, or do the chanting for the Lord Ganesha, and offer those kind of construction workers or any of those people who work with the sharp edge tools, sharp things like knife and all those profession which demand that, donate them. So we generally say, but if you were to ask me, my recommendation and the best remedy in the time period of the Ketu is let life be in the, I would not say auto mode, nature mode. Let nature take its toll. Again guys, see, the thing is, my interest other than of astrology is of nature, and when you watch any of those documentaries, you get to know that how, like, it's not only we being humans on the planet that we have to worry about our bills, about our children. Even if you take the case of the animals in the nature as well. I was like watching this documentary where around the Hudson Bay, all the polar bears, so when they hibernate, after when they come out of the hibernation, there was this documentary that this polar bear, she hasn't eaten in the past 3 months or 4 months. Now she has babies and she has to keep on feeding them milk, and for that she has to eat, and she does not know from where the next meal will come. For the beaver, he knows that the snow and the winter is going to be very harsh. He has to keep on piling up the food and saving it up. So everyone in this world, in this planet who is born, whether as a human and animals, problems, uncertainty does not leave anyone. All what we can do is that in certain time period, Ketu is about nature. Have trust and faith in the universe. The way guys, there have been this saying like when for the Draupadi, when the whole like she was being stripped in that gambling kind of scenario, and where the Dushasan under the guidance of his brother Duryodhan was doing that. So Lord Krishna did not come to her rescue till the time she was still holding on her cloth. But when she left everything and lifted her another hand as well in the sky, Krishna saved me. Then Krishna came. So when you are in the time period of the Ketu, you have to learn this lesson that like leaving things in the hand of the nature is the best remedy. If some astrologer advise you some hack or some remedy that you can maneuver your way in order to counter Ketu, so I don't have anything to say. Yes, worship of Lord Ganesha helps, any of the charity helps, chanting helps, but again, it's the Ketu. In the Ketu time period, keep your life in the auto mode and nature mode. That's the best thing which you can do, or best thing which you can advise to someone. And again guys, if you are restless, if you are impatient, then astrology is not for you. Astrology is all about diagnosing my time and behaving accordingly and being patient for the right time. I sometimes come across like people who are like all the time feeling envious of other people's success. So it's not that person, it's his running time. Some people say that person is successful, you do not know how much hard work he would have done. Again, hard work is one thing. So many people are hardworking, but why only few people are on the forefront? Because their time is supporting in them. Their time is running favorable. If your time will be favorable, you will be also there on the peak. So be respectful for other people's success, because then when your good time will come, other people will also support you. So now guys, this was about the Ketu. Now next is, I already talked about that, Saturn Rahu or Saturn Ketu conjunction or dasha overlap. This is a time period where you will find people who get caught in endless loop where you are stuck in a rut and life is not taking a turn. Obstructions from unknown sources. If you remember at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that generally the problems which I come across in astrology from the clients is of three categories only: physical, material, or supernatural. So Saturn Rahu or Saturn Ketu generally brings obstruction from unknown sources, legal issue or mental health crisis. The more you fight with it, you create more karma and you keep on digging deep into the, I know the Hindi word for that, when the sand pulls you in. So yes, much better abandon it and leave it in the hands of the universe, or keep it low. Don't experiment too much in the Saturn Rahu or Saturn Ketu dasha time period. Now guys, next is about the 8th Lord Mahadasha or Antardasha. So when this dasha is active, life can take abrupt, in certain cases based on the planetary placement, pleasant or unpleasant turn as well, delays in marriage, job, health, recovery, periods of intense internal blockage. And that is the only reason, like when people are not able to find a solution, life is not going as per their plan. So again guys, our plans on a human plane does not work as per the plan laid out by the cosmos. Everyone is designed in a different way. Some people are bound and destined to have success in the first half. Some people are bound and destined to have the mega success, but in the second half of the life. Some people are like destined to have marriage well on time and at 25 years of the age, but they are headed for divorce at 35. You are supposed to get married for the first time in mid 40s, but meant to find a soulmate. So again, all of our lives are different. So that's what I'm trying to say. And 8th Lord Dasha tend to remain a time period where life do not work as per your plan. So much better to leave things in the hand of the universe. Let life take its control. Let life be in the self-drive mode, auto mode. Now guys, after that, we have already discussed Saturn transiting over the natal moon. And yes, and lastly, if I were to say, if you are in the time period of the or dasha of the afflicted moon. So for example, like moon does not have a pakshbal. So for example, you are a Sagittarius Lagna and you have got that Amavas, new moon yoga taking place in the 12th house. So see the red flag. Your moon does not have a pakshbal. It is of new moon Amavas. It is debilitated. The moon could be of Amavas, could be of new moon, of Cancer sign, of Taurus sign, of Aries sign. So moon is debilitated as well. So that means moon is in a red flag house, 12th house. Moon is in a red flag zodiac sign. And again, it does not have a pakshbal and you are running the time period of this moon. Or let's say for example, if the same combination of a Scorpio new moon is happening in your 8th house, in your 6th house, then guys, more than an astrologer, you need a healer, you need a coach, you need a guide, you need proper emotional support from people, from your friends. That is what becomes the most important. And again, do not try to make plans. Let life take its toll. All what you can do is that keep on doing the chanting, bhakti of your Ishta Devata, and being well nurtured by the family and friends around you. That becomes very important. And refrain from taking major decision, major investment or risk in this time period. Because guys, generally we say that if moon, which represents mind and emotion, if moon is afflicted and it is active in the dasha, so that means depression, insomnia, anxiety increases in this time period, lack of mental clarity and emotional instability, bad decision that create long-term setbacks. Again guys, sometimes when these kind of clients comes to me, these kind of charts come to me, I feel bad that okay, why they are paying me? As an astrologer, I cannot do anything for them. Much better you go to a healer or keep it low. That's what you have to understand. Because guys, see, even I'm very much loyal to my profession and I'm very passionate about my profession. Like sometimes when I actually come across right people who are in a very difficult, perplexing situation, and I'm able to give them a guidance, show them the path. See, fees is something which everyone is paying me, but in those kind of situations and consultation, even I feel good that I'm actually honoring my field. But in these kind of situation, astrology is not the right or an astrologer is not the right person for you. You need a coach. You need a like a emotional support through family and friends. That is what matters the most. So yes guys, that is something which I wanted to say. And yes, we know this thing that for the moon, offering water to Shivlinga, wear the pearl, chant the Bij mantra of the planet moon, that also becomes very important. Om Chandraya Nama. For Rahu Ketu, perform Navgrah Shanti, feed the stray dogs, and worship of the Lord Kal Bhairava shall be done. Donation to the homeless people shall be done. For the Saturn, lighting sesame oil lamp on Saturdays. Hanuman Chalisa becomes very important. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notification on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.